Hey broskies, and welcome back to another video. Today we'll be finding out Brambleclaw and Tawnypelt's genetics. But first, I'd like to say thank you so much. We've unlocked memberships, so if that's something you're interested in, I'll go over it more at the end of the video. So back to the video. Let's look at the duo's family tree. And if you haven't watched the Swiftpaw video yet, I would highly recommend that, as we covered a lot of Brambleclaw and Tawnypelt's tree there. So Brambleclaw and Tawnypelt's parents are Goldenflower and, of course, the infamous Tigerstar. Goldenflower's parents are Small Ear and Speckletail. Small Ear has no canon parents, but Speckletail's parents are Hairpounce and Stagleap. Tigerstar's parents are Leopardfoot and Pinestar. Leopardfoot's parents are Swiftbreeze and Adderfang, which we also went over in the previous video. And of course, Pinestar's parents are Sweetbriar and Oakstar. Just a little tangent, Brambleclaw seems to have a history of family leadership, as all of his paternals on Tigerstar's side are leaders. So from the previous video, we know what Goldenflower's side looks like, so let's go ahead and start with Tigerstar's side. Tigerstar's mother, of course, is Leopardfoot, and her parents are Swiftbreeze and Adderfang, who, again, we coincidentally already went over. We know that Swiftbreeze has one canon parent, but her father is unknown. So we decided that Swiftbreeze is X subscript O X, big S little s, big D little d, and B B prime. And Adderfang is XX, big S, big D little d, and little b B prime. Leopardfoot is one of their kits and is also Tigerstar's mother. She is described as black in the books. However, under these circumstances, she could not be black. So let me show you why. She is a female, so she would get an X from both parents. We know that the X from her father is a black base color, but her mother's has both orange and non-orange X's. So of course we want to give that non-orange X to Leopardfoot. So that would make her XX with a base color of black. She would have a 50-50 chance of either being big S or a big S little s, or no white or some white. She has no white in the books, so we would go ahead and give her big S. For her dilution locus, she would have a 25% chance of being big D, a 25% chance of being big D little d, and a 50% chance of being big D little d. Since she is not dilute in the books, we will go ahead and give her the alleles big D little d. And as for locus B, she would not have the chance of being black, as neither of her parents are able to pass on a big B allele. Their breakdown would give her a 25% chance of being little b, a 50% chance of being little b B prime, and a 25% chance of being B prime. We want to pick the closest to black, since that is what her canon colors are, and choosing between all these alleles, we would go ahead and give her the little b B prime, just so later she can pass on a B prime if necessary. So now that we have Tigerstar's mother, let's go ahead and look at his father's side. Sweetbriar is described as a light brown tabby with white paws. She would have an XX for a base color of black, big S little s for some white, big D little d for non-dilute, and B prime for that light brown. Oakstar is described as a dark brown. Therefore, he would be XY for that base color black, big S for no white, big D little d for non-dilute carrier. And from the previous video, we decided that dark brown would be brown, so he would either be little b or little b B prime. So let's give him little b B prime. Now on to Pinestar, Tigerstar's father. He's described as a reddish brown, so he would get an X from his mother and a Y from his father, again giving him a black base color. He has a 50-50 chance of either being big S or big S little s, and since he has no white in the books, we would give him big S. As for his dilution, he would have a 25% chance of being big D, a 50% chance of being big D little d, and a 25% chance of being little d. So we will give him again that big D little d, since he's not dilute. As for his locus B, he would have a 25% chance of being little b, a 50% chance of being little b B prime, or a 25% chance of being B prime. Since he's reddish brown and not just brown, we will let him have the alleles B prime, since it also is cinnamon or has a reddish tint. So now that we have Tigerstar's parents out of the way, we can go ahead and figure out what his genetics are. Of course, we know that he is dark brown in the books. Genetically, he would get an X from his mother and a Y from his father, giving him, again, a black base color. He would be big S, since both of his parents are big S for no white. His dilution locus would have a 25% chance of being big D, a 50% chance of being big D little d, and a 25% chance of being little d. So we would want him to have that big D little d, as he is not dilute in the books, and just in case we need to pass on that little d. As for his locus B, he would have a 50-50 chance of either being little b b prime or b prime b prime. Of course, we want the closest to brown, and in this case, it would be little b b prime, so technically he would be lore accurate, just a little bit lighter. So now we have Tigerstar's genetics. Let's take a look at Goldenflower's side. We did already go over Goldenflowers in the previous video, so I won't go too far deep into this, but we decided in the end that she would be XX with a base color of black, big S for no white, B prime for light brown, and little d for dilute, making her this fawn color. So now we have Brambleclaw and Tawnypelt's parents. So let's go ahead and start off with Brambleclaw and figure out what he would genetically look like. In the books, of course, he is described as dark brown, as he looks eerily similar to his father. In this case, he would get an X from Goldenflower and a Y from Tigerstar, making, again, his base color black. He would also be big S for no white, since neither of his parents have any white. For his dilution, he would have a 50-50 chance of being dilute or not dilute, or in this case, big D or little d. And we don't want him to be dilute, so we will give him big D. As for his locus B, he would have a 50-50 chance of being little b b prime or b prime b prime. And we do want him to be brown, so we can give him the little b b prime, which makes him pretty lore accurate. Now, moving on to Tawnypelt, I am about to crush people's dreams. She is one of my favorites, and my dreams were also crushed. So let's go ahead and start that. In the books, she is described as a tortoiseshell and white, other known as black, orange, and white. Using these genetics, she would not have any orange, as both of her parents have base colors of black. So she would get an X from her mother, which would be a base color of black, and an X from her father, which would be a base color of black. There are no orange X's in either of their genetics, so she couldn't have any orange. On that note, she also could not have any white because both of her parents are big S or no white. So we're just cutting off 2/3 of her coloring right there. Now, she has the same chance as Brambleclaw for her dilution locus, being either big D or little d. And she's not dilute, so of course we'll give her big D. And for her locus B, just like Brambleclaw, she would have a 50-50 chance of either being little b b prime or b prime b prime. And the closest to black is little b b prime, which would make her brown. So this is what she would look like. Now, I will say there was a chance of her having some white, as both Sweetbriar and Flashnose have white, so I could have passed it down the tree, but that would have required me to make Leopardfoot and Tigerstar have some white, or Pinestar and Tigerstar have some white, and I felt like making two cats uncanonical for one cat to look more canonical didn't really make sense to me. And also, she already didn't have orange, and that's half the battle, so I figured I might as well just commit to her not being canonical. But this is what the duo would look like. Brambleclaw's pretty close to accurate, and Tawnypelt is not close at all, unfortunately. Now, if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Like I said earlier, we've unlocked memberships, so I'm going to go over that real quick here at the end. If you want to support me in a different way, we do have 3 tiers: Apprentice, Warrior, and Clan Leader. For the Apprentice tier, you get loyalty badges, emojis, priority replies to comments, although I do reply to most comments. And there are going to be some member-only polls, so that is included in there. For the Warriors tier, you get all of the previously stated things, and you'll also get member shoutouts, meaning your name will appear at the end of my videos, and there will be members-only chat rooms. And if you decide to splurge and become a leader, you also get everything listed below, as well as early access to new videos. There is, of course, no pressure to join at all. I enjoy all of you, and I'm glad you're all here to watch. This is simply for people who would like to support me in a different way. And again, thank you guys so much, especially those who watched till the end. You guys are so awesome. I love reading your comments. Some of y'all are really funny, and I'm just grateful to be here. Now, with that being said, if you liked the video, leave a like, and if not, that's totally fair. See ya.